Imagine sitting on a gold mine, holding the keys to your dreams, but never stepping outside to claim it. Every brilliant idea, every clever strategy, every plan you've ever made means nothing until you act. Execution beats intelligence every single time, because ideas without action are invisible, powerless, and wasted. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop overthinking, silence fear, and unleash the unstoppable force inside you that turns dreams into results. Ideas are powerful. They ignite our imagination, stir our emotions, and give us visions of what could be. Every great invention, business, or movement started as an idea in someone's mind. But here's the catch: ideas alone are inert. They are like seeds that will never grow if they are left buried in the soil of hesitation. Many people believe that intelligence, strategy, or planning are the ultimate keys to success. But the reality is far more straightforward. It is execution that separates the dreamers from the achievers. You can have the most brilliant concept, the most intricate plan, and the clearest vision, but if you do not act, you will never see it come to life. Execution is the bridge between imagination and reality, the dynamic force that transforms potential into tangible results. It's what allows ordinary individuals to accomplish extraordinary feats. Think about the countless ideas that have circulated through history, some brilliant, some revolutionary, that never left the pages of notebooks, never manifested in the real world, never changed a life or influenced the world. Those ideas were wasted potential because no one acted on them. The people who succeed are the ones who move beyond thinking. They take imperfect action, make adjustments along the way, and learn by doing. Action creates clarity, whereas overthinking often leads to confusion, paralysis, and regret. Execution allows us to test our theories, refine our skills, and discover opportunities that could never be revealed through analysis alone. It is through doing that we grow, adapt, and innovate. Execution requires courage, persistence, and a willingness to face failure head-on, because taking action is never without risk. But it is precisely that risk that breeds learning, resilience, and growth. Every step taken, every small move toward implementation compounds into momentum, building confidence and capability in ways that mere ideas cannot. Those who wait for the perfect strategy, the perfect plan, or the perfect timing often find themselves left behind, watching as others turn imperfect efforts into remarkable success. The difference between the person who talks about their dreams and the person who achieves them is not a matter of intelligence or talent. It is a commitment to take action consistently and decisively. Execution transforms visions into reality, turning abstract thoughts into measurable outcomes. And it is the ultimate equalizer, because anyone, regardless of resources or circumstances, can act today to change their trajectory. Fear is one of the greatest obstacles standing between your dreams and your reality. Every time you hesitate, every time you overthink, every time you convince yourself that tomorrow is the better day to start, fear is quietly taking control. It whispers that you're not ready, that you might fail, that the risk is too high. Procrastination is simply fear disguised as planning. The most intelligent ideas, the most creative strategies, and the most visionary plans mean nothing if fear keeps you from acting on them. Execution requires the courage to step into discomfort, to move forward even when the path is uncertain, and to embrace the possibility of failure as part of the process. Fear will never disappear completely, but you can learn to act in spite of it. Taking decisive action breaks the spell of fear, because momentum itself is a powerful antidote. Each small step forward, no matter how imperfect, builds confidence, reinforces belief in yourself, and weakens the grip of doubt. Action is the antidote to hesitation, and the only way to overcome fear is to confront it head on. Most people wait until conditions feel perfect, until they feel ready. But the truth is, readiness is an illusion. There will never be a moment when fear is gone, when certainty is guaranteed, or when all obstacles are removed. The people who achieve greatness are not those who feel fearless. They are the ones who take action despite fear. They understand that hesitation is a choice. And in every moment, they choose execution over stagnation. Facing fear also teaches resilience. Every misstep, every setback, every mistake encountered while executing builds a stronger foundation of skill, insight, and perseverance. Fear no longer becomes a roadblock. It becomes a teacher, a guide, a signal that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. Execution transforms fear from a limiting force into a motivating one, because each step forward, each decision made, is proof that you are capable, that progress is possible, and that control is in your hands. Fear will never vanish entirely, but action ensures it does not dictate your life. By confronting fear through execution, you move from passive observation to active creation, from endless contemplation to tangible results, and from being trapped in what ifs to stepping into the reality you want to design for yourself. Momentum is one of the most underrated forces in achieving success. Yet it is the secret engine behind every breakthrough, every accomplishment, and every transformation. While intelligence and strategy provide direction, it is consistent action that generates energy needed to push forward and sustain growth. Momentum does not appear magically. It is created through persistent, deliberate steps taken over time, each one building on the last, compounding into something far greater than any single effort. Many people underestimate the power of small actions, believing that only grand gestures lead to results. But in reality, progress is rarely instantaneous. It is the accumulation of daily decisions, consistent efforts, and incremental improvements that produce extraordinary outcomes. Execution fuels momentum because action creates feedback, learning, and confidence. Each task completed reinforces the belief that you are capable, that your efforts matter, and that movement itself is possible. Once momentum begins, it has a self-reinforcing quality. Progress breeds motivation. Motivation encourages further action, and action creates even more progress. This cycle is the engine that propels ordinary individuals into extraordinary results. Without momentum, even the most intelligent plans stagnate. Ideas lose energy when they sit dormant, strategies fail when they are never implemented, and potential remains unrealized without consistent forward motion. Momentum also helps overcome inevitable obstacles. Challenges, setbacks, and resistance are part of any meaningful journey. But when you are moving with momentum, obstacles feel smaller, difficulties are easier to navigate, and solutions present themselves more clearly. Momentum transforms effort into flow, turning tasks that once felt daunting into opportunities for growth and achievement. The key is not perfection, but persistence, taking action consistently, even when results are not immediately visible, even when progress feels slow, and even when doubts creep in. It is through these repeated, deliberate steps that momentum gathers, creating a powerful force that carries you. We're often beyond what you thought possible. Momentum is a force multiplier. It amplifies your efforts, magnifies your results, and turns small beginnings into monumental achievements. It is the secret that differentiates those who merely plan and dream from those who execute relentlessly and reach heights others only imagine. Understanding and harnessing the power of momentum allows you to convert action into progress, effort into results, and intentions into tangible, lasting success. And it is the engine that drives the journey from potential to reality. Ownership is the cornerstone of true empowerment and the ultimate driver of execution. When you take full responsibility for your actions, your decisions, and the outcomes that follow, you step out of the role of a passive observer and into the position of creator. So many people blame circumstances, other people, or external conditions for their lack of progress. But waiting for permission, waiting for luck, or waiting for someone else to pave the way keeps potential locked away and dreams unfulfilled. Ownership is about claiming control over your life. Acknowledging that while you cannot always dictate what happens around you, you can dictate how you respond, how you act, and how relentlessly you pursue your goals. Taking ownership removes excuses because it shifts the focus from why things aren't working to what I can do to make them work. This mindset changes everything. It turns obstacles into challenges, mistakes into lessons, and setbacks into opportunities for growth. Execution thrives when ownership is embraced because action is no longer optional. It becomes a personal commitment, a deliberate choice to move forward regardless of fear, uncertainty, or external opinions. People who act without taking ownership often find themselves scattered, reactive, or dependent on circumstances. But those who fully embrace responsibility develop clarity, focus, and an unshakable drive. Every decision they make, every task they undertake, and every step they take is aligned with a clear sense of personal accountability. Ownership also fosters resilience, because when you accept that the results of your efforts belong to you, whether success or failure, you learn faster, adapt quicker, and persist longer. No one else can create the life you desire on your behalf. Progress belongs to those willing to seize it through decisive action. Beyond accountability, ownership instills a sense of empowerment that fuels confidence and courage. When you know that you are the architect of your journey, the power to change, to innovate, and to overcome is squarely in your hands. This mindset shifts your energy from passive hope to active creation, from observing opportunities to designing them, from dreaming about impact to generating it. Every step executed under the lens of ownership compounds into measurable results, reinforcing your capacity to shape your life. When you combine ownership with relentless execution, you transform potential into performance, ideas into reality, and intentions into tangible outcomes, creating a life defined not by circumstance, but by deliberate, accountable action.